So it's almost full moon out and still too early for me to go to bed here. It's about 7:30 and I know you can't see any of this out here, I guess. Well, no, you can't see anything.
Nope.
Anyway, I'm out here. The cabin's up there. I got a fire going near the cabin, burning some stuff. And anyway, I'm out here and decided to clear an area for the shed. I've got to get a little shed built. So since the moonlight's pretty bright and I got my headlamp on a little bit, I'm out here doing a little bit of earth moving tonight since I'm not really ready to go to bed yet.
Oh, well, that makes one of us.
We'll see you in the morning.
Night, night.
Welcome back to Ray's A-Frame Adventure.
Oh, episode 44.
You sound sleepy.
Yeah, I had this dream I heard someone outside digging for gold all night.
Huh, weird.
And I know it looks too dark to work on the camera here, but it's actually pretty light out with the moon. As I hit these rocks, so you can see this. You really can't. Hold on.
Maybe it wasn't a dream. What exactly are you trying to do?
There you go. Did you see that? A little bit of a spark there. Yeah, I'm hitting these rocks.
Trying to show sparks.
Got some flint stuff in them or whatever. So, I know that's not really showing. It was doing it before, trust me. Gosh, you people. It's such a doubting Thomases.
Okay, then.
Anyway.
In today's episode, I'm going to discuss how I constructed my 4x8 shed.
Huh, I thought we were going to continue digging for gold.
Don't be ridiculous. Here we have my shed with the basic framing shown here. And most of it is 2x4 material, and then the bottom here is 2x6 pressure treated material. And then we have some 1x4s here for the roof area.
That's roof for all you northerners.
And I'm going to go ahead and, so this is the basic frame of it. And let's see, I'm going to turn on some layers here. Let's go ahead and put in the plywood siding. And what I used for the siding, I think, was like a tongue, well, it's kind of like a
yes?
tongue and groove siding. I can't remember the exact name of it right at the moment. It'll come to me in a minute.
Give him a second.
And at any rate, that's pretty much the full exterior, with the bottom here inside being more of a flooring material there that is a little more weather resistant. Let's go ahead and then show the roof. And the roof material was some leftover metal roofing that I had, which I indicated before. And the door here is also just 2x4 material framed out. And let's see if I can, with again the T111 siding. That's what it is, T111 siding. There you go. That's on the edge. And then I did add some extra little corner trim, some 1x material. I think I ended up using 1x2s. I'm showing like 1x3 here, but I used 1x2s. And in the final build, I actually added some shelves inside of here and up towards the top area here. And I'll show those in the actual photos towards the end. And let me see, here's some dimensions. And so I'll leave this kind of set here so you can kind of get an idea of the size of it. The whole point was I wanted to build it so that it worked on a 4x8 sheet of plywood. So what we have is a 4x8 sheet of plywood for the floor. And then I have a 4x8 sheet of plywood that was cut in half for the sides. And then this is actually a 4x8 sheet here, being one on this side and then one on this side here as well, and same thing with two on the back. And then after I cut this angle out here, then I had that extra piece to make the top. The idea was to get almost all the material out of just very limited plywood and have no waste to it. Same thing with the 2x4s. Everything was kind of based on creating a design which was very efficient in the use of the lumber material. So all my original 2x material was also 8 foot long. Okay, other thing I want to mention is I said the side was 4 foot pieces because it was a 4x8 cut in half, and I'm actually showing here is 4 foot 6 inches or so, but I actually did reduce the size of the shed and brought it a little bit smaller so that indeed this ended up being 4 feet on that side, contrary to what my dimensions show. Let me just take off the siding again there and the roof so that you can see how those dimensions also work out. One other thing I want to mention here is on the door, I'm showing this is a 2x4 laid flat, but what I actually did is I turned that on edge. I turned the 2x4 bracing on edge to give it more strength, and then I put in a corner braces here at all 4 corners, and I also will show you that in the upcoming photos.
Okay, I got my shed site cleared here last night in the moonlight.
Oh.
And I've got some leftover tin from the house.
What was that?
The roofing there, and I'm going to use that for the roof. I'm here at Ace Hardware this morning loading up some wood for the shed I'm going to build. I got it strapped down there. We'll see how that makes it up the mountain. I'm kind of thinking it might slide off by the time I get to the top. We'll find out. It's been a while since I've been outside working. It's really hot out here, you know. I mean, it's a cool day, but in the sun here, I forgot how hot it was. And yeah, the buzzards are back above the cabin there. They must have decided I came outside. So, yeah, Ray's still alive. Well, we better see if he's going to get finished off or not this time.
That's not a buzzard
Not
sound.
so fast, buzzards.
Caw, caw.
Nice try.
October 29th, and beautiful morning out, probably in the low 40s. Anyway, going underneath the cabin here to get some siding and trim to finish up the shed down there for the roofing, and I found them stink bugs underneath there hiding, and you get a generator going in the background there trying to charge the batteries. But anyway, all these stink bugs, the cold has immobilized them, and they're still alive, but they're just kind of not doing much, so I'm going to clean out all that junk. Well, I bringing the catch my breath here. Bringing the generator down from the cabin up here down the driveway.
You gonna make
Kind of
it?
steep there. I lost about 4 or 5 times off the stupid dolly. And,
You sure?
Anyway, had to get it down here to finish up the shed this morning.
Buzzards are
It's coming
bad.
along, but I needed the generator down here to cut a few boards and stuff. I tried to cut it with my
They look hungry.
circular saw with the battery, but
Quit.
cooler temperatures just, I think, nuked the battery where it's not cutting very much.
Here you see I've added some trim on the corners, and it's actually just 1x4 pressure treated material that I ripped in half. And here I put on heavy duty exterior galvanized hinges for the door. As you can see here, I used 2x4s on edge for the frame of the door, and then I braced the corners as well with 2x4. Now again, for the roof, I used a lot of scrap metal that I had left over, various pieces, and then I cut that with some tin snips and a metal blade on my circular saw. I used various leftover pieces of flashing and drip edge to cover all the corners before I put on the metal sheeting on top.
What are you pointing at here?
I'm not sure. I guess I'm just showing the drip edge. Even if pieces wouldn't fit quite for their purpose, I would fold them and kind of refabricate them to make them fit.
Oh, like MacGyver style, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Here I added a self-adhesive foam gasket, which kind of matches the metal roof on the top there to kind of keep out moisture and some bugs. I screwed everything down with aluminum screws that have a little rubber gasket on them, which keeps out moisture.
Yeah, and they already come pre-painted the same color as the roof.
Yep. Here's a look at the finished shed some months later with all my junk in it.
Oh, I see you put a lock on it to keep the buzzards out.
Yeah, something like that.
Ooh, ooh.
Nope. This is one of the side shelves that I mentioned earlier that's constructed just out of 2x4s. The shed sits on some flat, level stones at each corner and in the center.
Final look inside the shed. Got a shelf up there. And yeah, it's got a lot of stuff in it.
Yeah,
Too much stuff.
at least there's no buzzards.
But that concludes the tour of the shed. 2:20 a.m. Early in the morning here. Just have a storm going through here. Pretty bad. I mean, the wind was really roaring. It woke me up. Came outside. Looks like power's wiped out in the valley there.
I must be dreaming again.
I mean, there must have been tornadoes or something. I mean, the lightning was just consistently like ongoing. I mean, one right after the other.
Was that thunder?
Yeah, everything seems to be intact here around the cabin. Some stuff blown away as far as small stuff that I had lying around, but everything else seems to be okay at the moment. Looks like the majority of us passed off to the east. Hopefully. Well, I see one emergency vehicle down the valley now, driving down the highway. That's about all I see. Everything else is completely dark. I hear a few sirens way off in the distance.
Can we go back to sleep?
Must be having some debris and stuff. Maybe it's the power coming. I'm not sure. Fire trucks.
Maybe it's a pizza delivery.
I don't think so in this weather.
I'd be real surprised if that wasn't a tornado. That was really intense lightning and heavy, hard rain and wind. There is nothing else going on down there. Wow.
So no pizza?
Afraid not.
Oh man, the whole area is just out of power. I'm back inside my tent. Shoot, I got no power. Wait a minute. I don't have power anyway. You're right.
And no pizza.
Enough of that.
Hope I don't die.
Back to bed.
From the storm?
No, from hunger.
Fat chance.
I heard that.
Well, with the storm we had last night, this little tree snapped off, but the good news is my shed is still there. Yeah! And the cabin's still there, too.
And I'm still
awesome.
hungry.
I expect a few trees down along the way here in the drive.
Waffles?
We'll see how it looks when we get
Read my
moving down the
mind.
mountain.
You're in my
I
mind.
think it might have been a little twister. There's definitely trees down here in the valley. Snapped off, good size cypress, cedar trees rather. And just some tree damage overall. Yeah, some power lines are down, a lot of tree damage, roof damage.
So there did end up being some damage, but fortunately no one was killed or injured.
That we know of. The pizza guy never showed up.
We don't have a pizza guy around here.
Don't remind me.
Well, if it's not stink bugs, it's ladybug season now. And I don't know if you can see them, they're all over the cabin blowing in. We had a big storm last night.
Jeez, what's next?
And now they're all blowing in, getting all over the place. And fortunately, at least they don't stink and smell, but they are getting all over me as I walk around here. I can't even quite get in the door. They're just flying around everywhere. But, yeah. Oh gosh, look at them in the face here. Okay. But it's a beautiful autumn day. It's cold. I'm inside my tent, inside the cabin. Right now in the cabin, it's probably about 39, 40 degrees. I guess I'm in my sleeping bag here. No, you probably can't see it. So it's freezing when you first get in there, of course, and I'll be warm here in a little bit. But yeah, it's been cold and rainy last 3 days or so, 3 or 4 days. And hoping the sun will come out soon. Okay, I probably should have gone into selfie mode there with the flashlight, at least so you could see me while I'm talking. But yeah, it's cold. I've kind of gone into Jedi mode here with my sweatshirt hood over the top of my head here. Keep me warm at night. Anyway, it's still going good. It's just a little chilly. And like I said, I think they're expecting some snow flurries maybe tomorrow. And after that, I think we're going to get some sun and get a little warmer. So we'll see how that goes. All right, good night. God bless. For 15th, 2018, just woke up. Can you tell?
Maybe just a bit.
Yeah, it's still cold out this morning. It's about 39 degrees or so. It's not snowing yet, as you can see. It's just kind of misty in the mountain here. But still got no power. The reason is I don't have any money to get stuff. So
What else is
anyway,
new?
we're surviving.
Right.
And yeah, it's good. I guess it's good. It's good.
Wunderbar.
Well, I decided to come back to my property from the backside, but unfortunately, I've got trees down from the tornado on this trail, which I wasn't aware of. So it may be a long trip back around the mountain. I don't have my chainsaw with me, and I don't think I want to try to cut through all that. So the tornado definitely blew through this area. Got pine trees down here on the road. It just uprooted them off the side of the mountain and threw them down on the ground there. And even down in here in the ravine, it actually snapped off trees down in there too. So quite a bit of wind. I was gonna get the chainsaw and try to cut some of this stuff out of the way, but I've got some trees here that pulled off chunks of the mountain when they came down with them. So it's got some large rock embedded in it that's too heavy for me to move under any circumstance. So I'm gonna have to get Abel and the guys maybe to come up here with the excavator.
It's nighttime, as you can see, and we got some snow flurries coming down. Either that or I've got a bad case of dander. But yeah, walking around the cabin here, and yeah, it looks like we got ourselves some ice forming here. Maybe go ice skating in the morning or something. Anyway, I gotta get inside and get in my sleeping bag because yeah, it's cold, and I gotta get snuggled up. Good night, night.
Well, it's morning time, and I'm still in my tent under the covers here. Don't really want to get outside because it's, I don't know, below freezing inside the cabin, inside the tent here. And not in a real hurry to get up yet, but I will because the sun's out, so it's getting warmer outside. It's probably already maybe warmer outside than it is inside here. Well, let's get up and go see. Finally, a bright sunny morning after, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, 6 days maybe of cloudy, rainy, cold, and definitely cool last night. Got some ice here this morning. Anybody for ice skating? And all my other water bottles are frozen solid here. So definitely below freezing, but beautiful morning out now. It's gonna warm up today. I think they said almost to 50 or so, so it should be great.
Ha ha ta ta! Ho ho! Ice! Ha ha! Ha ha! Now you're having a little trouble getting up in the morning and getting going. You know, there's nothing better than ice, baby. Yeah, nothing better than ice.
I really want you to see. Wait, okay.
Let it go. Oh!
Are you seeing that?
Oh, oh, oh!
Must you?
Yeah, that was from my great nephew Noah. He loves my sound effects, and he's my #1 fan.
Okay then.
Okay.
Ow!
Ow!